Hey guys, what's up? This is Croy. It's been a long time since my last video. I just got back from Vegas. Didn't lose too much. Lost almost all the cash I brought out there, which sucks. But yeah, it wasn't. It was a good trip overall. My Vegas roommate, who I was staying with, Nick FU15 Maimoni, got 15th in the main. Super nice guy, one of the nicest kids I've ever met, and just it was awesome reeling him, and congrats to him. But now we're back, and we're going to make videos. There's a 3450 against a guy with a bronze star. Not going to expect him to be too good. Going to start it off early, min raising, see if he is going to be passive bad. After looking at his numbers, I'm assuming it's a short sample size, but I'm assuming that he's not going to be too good. Or if he's going to be over aggressive bad. So we're getting it. We're going to try to get a feel for him. All right, we flopped 2 overs and a gut shot. Don't want to get too crazy. I want to pot control this. Just bet 100. This sucks. Getting min raised. Obviously, getting calls or getting odds to implied to hit the jack. If we do hit the jack against a player who I don't think is going to be very good, I'm going to lead out for something that can set me up for a nice shove on the river or to get good value. So I'm going to call here. Brick the turn. Hopefully he bets something under 200. If he bets anything larger, we're just going to dump it. He bets 200 exactly. This is pretty close because I think that a king or a queen would be good for us, and I think we could extract value, but I don't really want to be giving away too much leverage against a player who I think I can come back and beat. So we're just gonna fold. I do like our call on that flop after we made it 80 out of the big. I like our bet and I like our call. But no worries. Still got a lot of chips. And I haven't really identified his style yet. Just going to keep min raising a bunch of buttons against him until I find out. I'm leaning toward passive, and he just hit a monster there, but again, we don't know. So we're going to make it 4x again. He calls again. This flop, I don't want to get check min raised or min raised again. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to check behind and call whatever he bets, pretty much. Okay, he bets 40. 2 overs. We still we're likely to have the best hand here. We'll check and see what he does on the turn. Bets 100 quickly. Yeah, not going to be a believer. It's very possible he might have like a 5, like 8-5 or something, but we're still getting a decent price to try to hit. So we missed. Check. I'd expect if he had a 5, he'd check. And wow, he only hit a 9 on us. Nothing much we can do there. If the river would have been an 8, maybe he would have bet out again, and then would have been left with a tough decision. Still got a lot of chips. No worries. Alright, we flop top pair. We're going to min bet. He calls. Pretty safe turn for us. We're going to hope for him to continue with a 6. Not a good river. Just going to check. Try to check fold. If he bets, I hate that bet size. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, you might have. Who knows? But we're getting a good price. I would expect this to be 2 pair a lot more than it'd be a straight. I'm kind of curious. There could be a chance that he could just be absolutely clueless. So we will call just to look him up and just to show you guys if I would expect it to be 2 pair over a straight. And just a pair of 8s. Okay, nice. So yeah, this guy, I don't know. I think that we, as long as we don't get into any cooler situations or don't overinflate pots, we should probably beat this guy a pretty healthy percentage. If you guys have any questions about these videos or anything, like I've said in many videos before, feel free to email me. My email was down for a while, so if I didn't get back to anybody, I'm sorry. I not intentional. I'll try to catch up with all that. Like, just since I've been back, moving into a new place, and everything's just been kind of hectic. So it's taking me some time to really get into these videos, and I'll be producing a lot of videos pretty shortly. Okay, he min raises us, calling this all day to try to drill something. If he bets something like that, I'm going to call to try to drill trips or two pair. Worst turn we could have thought of. Still getting an okay price to. I can picture us getting a lot of value if we can hit our cards. So I'm going to call again, and there might be an off chance we're ahead. We did drill the card. Awesome. And he bets 100. I'm pretty sure that he's going to have an ace, so I'm going to make a pretty solid over bet here. 650. And I expect him to call us with an ace. And he does call, and he's probably miserable that card hit. Might even have had a jack. Who knows? Yeah, jack 10. So, not a believer. And it turns out the 6 was the only card we could have hit, as he had jack 10, taking our 10 away. And yeah, sometimes it's just nice to run pretty good. Again, going to 4x it here. I'd hope he'd do something stupid like min raise or accidental min raise. Hate this kind of flop. I'm going to bet 90 and just hope he slows down. I'm just going to fold to any resistance, yeah. Yeah, this flop is not very good. I would just hope for him to fold like all of his like 7-6s and 10-8s and whatnot that didn't connect at all. I don't really want to. That's not really a board that I like to relinquish control by checking to him. Yeah, because his range is. It's just, it feels like it's going to be a king so often, and even a 9 he's probably going to bet out. And whereas it's different that with the 5-3 deuce hand, where we can hit those 4s, our overcards are almost likely to be good, and we were good the whole time. Perfect. Love to see this course of action. Gonna make this. I can't picture him folding. I can picture him shoving pretty much every time here. And yeah, that's there. I don't know what that was. It's pretty sick. So ended up getting the win. We're gonna try to rematch him. That'd be awesome. And then we'll take a look at these hands after. So yeah, he declined the rematch. Yeah, it was a pretty ridiculous game. I'm going to pull up the hand history while I wait for another match. And I don't really know the caliber of play there normally. Yeah, that was just a pretty weird match. Like his ace-8 hand was yeah, it's pretty much just weird hands. So I'm gonna wait until this other match comes up, and then I will continue. All right, guys, here's our second match against H-Row 33. Limited sample size. Seems to have pretty good results so far. It's only in like I think 13, 14 games, but so I'd expect this guy to be fairly competent, even though it's a short sample size. He's won considerably more than he's lost, so we'll try to gauge his style early and play off that. I'm always aggressive at the start of the match. I want to get a feel for someone early. If they're tricky, if they limp fold, yeah, and now my immediate instinct, and I can either min raise or 3x it there. I vary. Also I'm just gonna call this. Gonna let him hang himself if he's bluffing. That's ridiculous. The min raise. Gonna bump it up. Let's see. This is where I'd hate to get re-raised. Fortunately, he didn't. And that river completed the Jack 10. It's gonna be tough to get value out of a 9. So we're just gonna check. It's gonna be tough to get value from worse, and we don't want to get raised off the hand if anything. And he had a double gutter. He flopped a gutter, turned a double gutter, and he wouldn't have called a river bet or anything. So now he's just bumping it up, playing pretty. Might be a little bit tilted. Say we're gonna see if he keeps playing like that. If he keeps making the big raises. Alright, he calls. Flop a flush draw. Gonna bet 3/4 pot. Don't mind pretty much any course of action he takes here. Okay, now we turned a double gutter with this. I'm gonna fire out one more barrel because we can hit a ton of outs on the river anyways, and we're gonna get folds out of here a decent amount. Didn't happen. I can see him calling us with a 9 here. It's going to be tough to get value. The only thing we can really push off is like King 10, maybe King Queen. It's going to be tough though. I could just picture him calling with a 9 here a lot. But we'll put him to a tough decision anyways. We'll see if he can do it. I would expect him to call with the Jack here all day, and he does fold. So that 320 after pausing for a long time. Like that bet size a lot. We didn't slow down at all in the hand. We played like we had a monster, and we were able to push him. He insta-folded, so he probably did have one of those a no pair type hand. Leads out again. I'm gonna call this because we have a few back doors. We have the 2 overs, and he min bet the turn last time. Didn't do the same. Turn didn't help us. Easy to dump now. I can make an argument for dumping it on the flop too, but just the way that he min bet there as a defense mechanism, thought we might be able to get to see 2 cards pretty cheap. And if we did hit a king or a jack, or at least a king, it's pretty deceptive. Okay, we get min raised, calling all day just to try to drill something. We did hit a pair, and we are going to call this, because he still could have just ace high right now. Could have a variety. Hopefully he will check behind. Alright, still giving us a price to drill something. We missed. He checks. No purpose betting here. We're only going to get called by better. Do have showdown value. He hit the 4. No worries. Alright, so back near even. These are tough hands to play for me. I run into tough spots here. He makes it 5x. Shoving here, I feel like we're going to get called a lot, and we're going to be in like more variant situations, flipping with pretty much everything. But folding here, I don't advocate folding. So I'm just going to call and play it based on the flop texture. Not the best of flops. Could be worse. An ace or a king would be worse than this. Not really a believer though. Just based on the timing of that bet, and just not really a believer. So I'm going to call and see what he does. Alright, best turn we could have hoped for, non-6. Couldn't have helped him. Hate that bet from him though, but we've already put in 240 in this pot, so we're going to continue to see if we were right on the flop. Check to him again on the river, and he bets 480 quickly. Wow. Okay. Alright, based on the pre-flop, it's tough to put him on a 10. I can't picture him firing out. I can't picture Jack 9, I can't picture a Queen. I can only see this being a 10, but it's tough to put him on a 10. So I think we're going to call this. Yeah, we're gonna call. I can't picture him betting a queen for that much that quickly. And it was ace ten. All right, that sucks. Yeah, I couldn't picture that being a queen. It was tough to find a hand for him to have. And if we would have shoved pre-flop, he would have called us. He probably would have beat us in the pot. Uh, that's another hand we'll look at later. Yeah, just I guess that was one of the only hands really that he could have. And oh well. All right, we're probably just gonna get this in on a safer turn. That's about as safe as it can get. He's betting quickly though, which just makes me want to change the plan. We'll just call here and reevaluate the river. River brings a club. Ah, man, this is so sick. Feels like we're just getting run over here. Just based on the way he insta-bet that. He insta-bet, or he bet that 140 really quickly too. So, like, I don't think it's bluffing really that. I don't know. So we're just going to fold. We're just going to fold and we're going to sigh. Alright. Flop the ace. Not gonna wait. That card, I can't picture us being B right now, so we're gonna try to get it in. He calls. That card might not be nice. That might be a 9-8 or a Jack-9 here. Obviously not folding. We have 65 chips left. Ah! I okay. I take away what I said earlier about him being good. That that was just ridiculous. Maybe he is good. I don't know. That's sick. Wow. All right. So that was unexpected. Just open mucking. I don't know what he really could have had there. Whatever. All right. Call with the ace-7. Um, puts out a big bet. Just gonna fold. Don't want to get involved. Uh, yeah, I'm really confused with what that was. He couldn't have had a pair. Yeah, I'm confused about that hand. Okay. Min raised us. Gonna call with the 10-6. As we remember earlier, he min raised us with ace-4. So if we would have flopped a 10 there, it comes 10 high. Wouldn't have felt too bad about getting it in. And if we were beaten, wouldn't have lost much sleep over it. Again, going to defend with the king-9. Pretty good flop for us. We don't want to go nutso though. I'd rather see. I hate raising here because then he just gets in with all kinds of different things. But calling. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna call. I don't really. That's a perfect turn card for us. Now we'll check and get it in all day. All right, he bets the minimum. Gonna make it 290. Shove any river. Hopefully it'll just flat again. Nice. Alright. Helps to just hit straights. I don't think we needed it. Alright, never mind. That was a bad river. So his min bets were just defensive. Just trying to buy another cheap card. And we'll definitely hope to get a rematch here. All right, nice. All right, so now we can make a few adjustments from him. So his I don't fold his 9-3 play at all. That's not too bad. But whenever he had the Jack-7, if he min bets, we're gonna assume that he has a draw or he just has a hand that he just wants you to call the min bet and get the showdown cheap. So we're gonna keep that in mind. Each time I think we did it 3 different times. He called every time. Once you put that 30 out there, one with the hand where he open mucked for 65 or more on the river. Another hand where the other hand was the king 3 where we flopped top pair in that last one. And he checked to us, which is, strange. I'm gonna pull up that last match real quick. Also remember his 5x was ace 10. Sorry about this. His 5x was ace 10. So, all right, he made his bets. I'm gonna try to just drill a 7 or an 8, and I want to see what else he does. Now we're just gonna dump it. Okay, here's the hand. I'll pull that up a little bit later. I'll try to find it in the open screen and find some key hands that we had from last match. Yeah, the 6's hand was. Still don't hate the way he played that, but he did. All right, we're gonna try to 3-bet. Put the first 3-bet in here. I'd expect him to insta call based on previous style. Interesting flop. Don't really want to. I'd rather just check to see more where we're at, rather than bet out and just have him call and then have no clue. Okay, he bets 100. We call. Turn brings a blank. Hopefully it will go check check. Still can't give him auto credit for a jack. He could be doing it with a worse 9. River couldn't have hurt us. Unless he does have 9-7. I mean, it couldn't have hurt us. Couldn't have helped him is what I meant to say. I'm sorry. And he mucked with what was 8-7. So he had the he had just the pair in the straight draw. Okay, he does another one of those defensive bets. This is something I like to do a lot here. I like to build the pots, buys us a free card, expect him to call there a lot, and buys us a free card and builds a pot for if we do hit our flush. Hopefully he doesn't bet here, so it doesn't backfire miserably. Okay, he bets 100. We can call that, and we can get good value if we do hit our flush. Total brick. Expect him to have an 8 here a lot. Just not going to bluff it. He has a 3. So that's a frustrating hand. We could have lost a lot less had we played it differently, but I like playing like that for the chance to win those big pots. Overbets the pot here, just going to dump our middle pair. We tried to be heroes with those 6s. Didn't work out too well. We'll just stick to when we have hands and play them off that. Gonna just make continue. He seems like he doesn't believe us much at all. Believed us there, but he seems like he's gonna keep calling us with like a 9 and a 7. Not gonna be a believer, so we're gonna make him pay to keep seeing cards. And he does a lot of this the weak leading out for like those min bets and less than half pot. Here we don't have many backdoors. We just have king high. Just gonna fold. All right, just gonna flat with this queen jack. Perfect flop for us. And now against most people, I would just probably call this, but he's gonna call us with a lot of different hands. So we're gonna put this in. Insta calls us. Great turn. Can't see us being beat here. I think this is a good bet to get him to call with a 10 and to call with pretty much anything he has. We're obviously going to call a shove based on the way he's played. If we're beat, then it's just pretty unlucky. Alright, that's a bit of a concerning river. I can picture him having a 4-2, so we're just going to bet 320 and just hate to see a shove. God, that's so sick. We've put so much in. I just expect this to be a 4 a lot, though. This is so sick. God. He would have paid us off with a 10, I'm sure. I'd expect him to have king 4 or something. Just going to call to reaffirm the read. Man, this guy is not very good, so it just hurts to... Alright. Alright, well that was another misread. But it worked. and he's accepting rematches. So nice. I don't understand that there. Unless he's on some advanced level, but it's just not the case. But wow. So yeah, that was just a puke call spot because we had so much in. But yeah, I really expected that to be a 4. It's nice that it wasn't. It's nice that it was the wrong read, but yeah, I don't understand that river shove. So our bet sizing worked perfectly to get him to call with a 10. I mean, we probably could have just shoved our whole stack in on the turn and he would have called based on the way those matches were going. But yeah, all right. So we're 2-1 so far. The one we lost against this guy HRO 33 was a pretty frustrating hand with that King 9, but he did have the flush draw and the open ender with us, so not too bad. All right, standard triple from him. Gonna defend here with the ace-5, flop middle pair. Gonna obviously just call. Don't really want to see him 2-barrel. He actually checked behind, and well, we're just gonna check 2 induce and gonna call anything. Should really raise this for value, but just gonna call. Who knows? Who knows? He's made a few interesting plays, so he might have just. If we could have raised it to like 140, and he might have called. But there on the river, we're ahead almost all the time. He's not going to check back a 10 on the turn based on his previous play. Gonna keep it aggressive. All right, he min raised us again. The hand we saw from him doing that before was ace-4. So if we flop a king, we're gonna go pretty strong with it. Didn't fold. But if we do flop that, it's going to be very tough for him to make us a believer and get us to fold a top pair plus hand. Yeah, not. I can picture. I can see a situation where we have like queens, kings, aces, big hand, and we make it our good flop for us here. I'm just going to try to build a pot like this. I'm just going to min raise, expect him to call with a ton. I can't picture him having really a flush draw here, so we have the king of clubs, and he folds. Like he just does not believe with the check raises. So, yep, just gonna pass. Don't really want to get involved. I can picture a situation where we would triple from the button. He'd min raise us, and we would have like a monster top 3 hand, and we could just make it like 440, and I would picture him just snap calling us. That's just the kind of that's just how I'm picturing it going. Just gonna call here. With a queen there, I'd make it something like 240, something ridiculous, but expect him to call. This is a little bit. I don't really want to get involved with this hand. We have a little chip lead. Don't really want to get involved. Normally against most people who 3-bet me, I call this all day because I love outplaying people. Or I usually put them on a pretty tight range post flop against most 3-betters. So I get in there with a bunch of different hands a lot of times. Against him, we can just pretty much play straightforward. I think we can get the win. So not going to put ourselves in a marginal spot with the ace-5. I don't think this guy's making many adjustments, so I am just going to call this backdoors. Going to take. No, I'm just going to call. I don't see him folding, so no, just dumping. I can't remember what I was just saying. That hand. Oh yeah. Sorry. I am going to be pretty much min raising my prettier hands in order not to get pots too big pre-flop. And I'm gonna raise my prettier hands and bigger hands triple. I don't think this guy knows the difference. I don't think he's going to adjust at all. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that. And just probably going to check call a smaller bet here. I don't know what this guy's doing exactly. Again, this is an example. Just min raising my pretty 8-6. When he checks to us, we'll take one shot at it. Calls, shutting down. Don't want to two barrel this guy. Don't want to get in that. We probably river the winner. Gonna try to take him to Value Town, get him to call with a 3, and he did. Let's see if he did have a 3. No, yeah, he had Ace-5 for Ace-High. So nice, solid river for us. All right, going up to 15-30. Again, not a huge premium. Just gonna min raise. We'll defend here with the Ace-5. Again, flop middle pair, flopping pretty well. Just gonna call this one. Let him keep betting at it. I don't really want to throw out any raise on that board because there are a lot of turn cards that could hit him and we don't know it. Now, if we had something different like Ace-9 and this was a 9, then I'd be more comfortable with it. Yep, gonna call. And he just bets us so small with the second nuts, so it's pretty gross. So we got off pretty cheap there. If we would have raised that flop, we would have been, we would have had to make a hero call for it to win. Limps, gonna make it 4x. Insta calls. Pretty safe flop, gonna bet 150 quickly. Turn couldn't have helped him. Gonna check call. Don't believe him, so I'm just gonna call. River could have helped him, but now he just bets so quickly there. It's so sick. God. Remember the last time he bet quickly and we tried to be a hero? I can't picture what he'd have. I feel like leaning toward calling again though. I can't picture him having a deuce maybe. A 5, I think he would just raise the flop. That 4 could have. I think we're gonna call. I can just see it being like 10-8. So we will call. Yeah, 8-5. God. Well, I suck. Alright. Now I'm just gonna book. Do not call when he bets fast. And when he bets big and fast. Alright, flop middle, going with it. Shoving any turn. Now we're going to bet this one for value instead. And he folds. Alright, I don't mind getting this in. I think we have a lot of fold equity and he could have a draw of some type. So we're okay getting this in. Because we have the queen and the king and the jack will be good. He had 10. He has a 10. So his pot sides lead outs are those pair hands. Alright, we'll try to rematch one more. Alright, so we are going to play one more, and that'll be the video. Made two not so hot reads against him. We'll look at the overall hands afterward. Yeah, not fun though. But now we're gonna play our balls off, so to speak. We're gonna take all of those reads into consideration, and we're probably gonna crush them. So We are not going to call unless we have a monster when he bets big and quick like that. I'm going to say it again to myself. We are not going to call when he bets big and quick like that. Okay. Again, we're going to stick with our plan of min raising our marginals. Haven't flopped a pair. Well, we did flop bottom pair when he flopped middle pair. And just dumping it. No reason to really bluff this guy. I think we can just take him to extreme value town, as we've shown on some previous hands. Gonna 4x it with the queen 10. Finally, we get a decent flop. Hope he calls here. And he folds. I would hope he'd call there. I would just pretty much put his range at an 8, maybe a king high. Tough to give him credit for an ace. He limp calls everything. I'm pretty sure he's been raising all of his aces. So our 3 betting range against him is going to be pretty tight, unless we get like a pretty hand and we want to just bump up the pot. Like a king 10 suited, king jack suited. But we're going to be playing just pretty face forward, just straight up. I'm just going to try to take him to value town. Another min raise. Alright, leads out again. I expect this to be a jack or a 9. We're going to call to try to hit. Going to say one time. Now here's one of his stupid defensive bets. He's not going to be pushed off of it, so we're just going to call. Obviously we bricked it, and just I can't picture him folding. He's not. Yeah, I can't picture him having that either. So maybe we'll throw out a little bet. It's gonna be tough for him to call without a jack or a 9. And he folds. So we stopped, and we made a good read based on the way that he played the hand. I just said we're not gonna bluff the guy, and that was my initial instinct. But after taking a second look at the hand, and just seeing that he's not going to check a jack or a 9. I don't think that he really has an idea of what of like trying to induce a bluff. So we thought that he was really defensive and just might have had like a queen 10 or just a no pair hand, and we pushed him off of it. Rivered the straight here. Looks like he was thinking about it. Maybe he'll call us with a 7. No, folds. I pretty much just think this guy's going to call us with any pair. So anytime he folds, it's a non-pair hand. Flop middle. Min bets insta, just calling. Bets 80, just gonna call again. Not gonna automatically give him credit. Hopefully this goes check. Looks like probably going to fold if he bets anything substantial here. And he, never mind. He just decided to open fold it. Doesn't want to show us what hand he has. Solid. Sign of a champion. So, got a solid lead in the match. Again, just going to go with our initial plan. Just raising our all right hands. No reason to get involved. And tripling our big ones. Don't think he's going to adjust. So hopefully we can catch him on one. Defend here with the 4-3. We keep flopping middle pair every hand. Don't really want to call a bet here. He's bluffed us before, so we're going to call. We still have outs. And we'll probably check fold any resistance here. Yep, that just looks like value for sure. So we'll fold. If you guys have any suggestions for future I'm just gonna. I don't know why I was. Yeah, don't know why I limped that. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump it. If you guys have any suggestions for any future videos, email me. Send me a PM on the site. I just started posting on 2+2 recently, so you can send me a message there. Um, yeah, and get a hold of me. I'm always up for new suggestions. If there are any members who want to play a video series, yeah, message me. I'm always, whenever I'm making videos, I'm always down for that. I already made 2 different series, and this is just a fold to his min raise. Made 2 different video series with the one video series just got ruined when I was trying to upload it from Camtasia, which is very frustrating. But I made one video series with Check These Nuts, and another one with Primo. So if you guys, yeah, just shoot me an email, send me, get a hold of me any way you can. Alright, flopped a double gutter. Gonna call. 9 would be perfect. 9 would just be great deception. If he bets, no, not gonna call that. So now we're just bleeding chips here. If we look at the last few pots, we've lost. Yeah, we've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we've won 1 out of the last 10 pots. So that's kind of got to change. Here's our example of us raising the big hand, not folding this in a million years to him. I'd expect him to have a 7 here, a lot. He's getting in with a 7. God, that's terrible. We're still not folding. Now we've changed our read to a 5. Yeah, after his defensive bet, we're not folding. I'd expect it to be a 5 a lot more. Hopefully he doesn't have this old 6-8. And yeah, I'd be amazed if we weren't good here. Well, consider me amazed. That's pretty sick. That was an actual example of him doing the defensive bet. Well, God, I want to keep playing, but I think yeah, I actually have to get going. I concede to you, H-Row. You earned me. Congratulations. God, that hurts. So let's take a look at all these matches again that we played. First one we had, we're just gonna arrange them by pots. First one we had was a pretty easy one where the guy got it in on this board with the king high, no draw. So we won that one. I'm trying to look at the other major hand from that one. Yeah, where we hit gin on the river, but he made it extremely cheap for us. And then here's where this is the series where we probably proceed to get owned by H-Row. There's this king 9 hand. That was the final hand, or the second to the final hand, where he let out strong on the flop. The turn, he did one of his stupid min bets, and we instantly punished it since we had top pair, and the river was just gin for him, gave us a straight, gave him a flush, which sucks. And the other hand we lost, we tried to be a hero, which we would never do again against him. Just tried to be a hero. It's tough to put him on a queen or a 10. I guess ace 10 made sense, but it's so tough whenever you can only really put him on a 1 or 2 hand range. Third match, we actually got a win based on some ridiculous river value bluff shove, whatever the hell that was. Whatever it was sick. And we also took him, or we just called down with our king 9. Next match, he beats us again, and we become heroes again. but that's not that bad, really. I don't think it's tough to put him on a 5. A deuce makes sense, but it's just tough. Could easily picture him just having like 10 high or jack high or whatever. No, he had a full house. And the other pot we lost was where we shipped it in with 2 overs and a guttered ball to the nutters, and he had top pair. The last match we had, we lost with the jacks, and pretty much the only turn card he could hit. Well, we were still getting it anyways. We put 5 set. We had 660 of our. We had over half our chips in, so we were pretty much putting it in no matter what. But he hits like the gin turn, does one of his min bet. I was really pretty sure he had a 5 at that point. And then he just called that, he checked, and we tried to squeeze out our 215 of value, and he just showed us the 7-6 in our eye. So, what can you do? I believe that puts us at a record of, we went 1-3 against that guy. And 2-3. So, not a winning session. Got put in some interesting spots though. If you guys have any questions about any of the hands, if I messed up a hand badly, feel free to berate me and tell me about it. If you guys would have taken alternate lines, tell me about it. Any comments about the video, just leave them on there. And if you guys have any questions about anything that is going on through my mind during these, or for future video ideas, just like I said, shoot me an email, get a hold of me somehow, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Alright guys, until next time, take care.